Hi, everybody, John Cena here. Welcome to the FunkQuest Tag Team Challenge. Now, we have on the line today 4 fantastic funksters to play the Tag Team Challenge. And how this is going to work is each team has a head funkster and they're going to select the icon and they can either choose to answer it themselves or get their teammate to answer it. So first of all, we have a team of 2 Champion Funksters, and I looked in the FunkQuest rulebook to see if there's anything about having 2 Champion Funksters in one team, and I couldn't actually find anything. So first up, Anne, tell us who's in your team and where you're from.
I'm Anne Smith, and I'm from Barrie, Ontario, Canada, and my funky partner is Leana Dell from Scroggins, Texas, USA.
That's a great name, isn't it? Scroggins.
Scroggins.
And we're going to call you the Orange team. And Vicki, tell us who's in your funky team.
Okay, hello, I'm Vicki Wusche and I'm based sort of West London. I can just scrape into the top of Surrey, which I think officially makes me posh. But Tom, who used to live in Surrey and was proper posh, has now moved out to Wiltshire and is in a currently eco-carbon neutral house that he built himself. So he's really cool.
Brilliant. Excellent. Right, let's get on with the show. We'll ask Anne's team to go first. We'll ask the Orange team to go first so Tom can get the hang of it. Because this, Tom, is your FunkQuest debut, right?
I'm a FunkQuest virgin, absolutely.
And we're going to ask you to go first. And the only rule is that if you want to answer the question, you've got to ring your bell or ding your dinger to get the attention of your team captain. All right? So, with that said, Anne, pick an icon.
Well, since both Leana and myself are music-based, we have to have the guitar.
The guitar, right? So remember, if you want to answer it, you've got to ding your bell or ding your dinger, all right? What have you got? The guitar. How do you see yourself physically? Leana stuck her hand up. How do you see yourself physically?
In a mirror.
Yeah, but what do you see?
I don't know. I think I see, well, I don't put my glasses on intentionally. What I don't see is how that works. But, I think for my age, I do all right. I'm as fit as a secondhand fiddle.
How fit is a second-hand fiddle?
Well, it's a used fiddle.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think, I wish I was in my 20s or 30s or whatever, do you look and think?
Oh, I don't think I don't really. I mean, I can still, the old saying, I can still fit in my earrings from high school. So, no, I don't really. I usually have I got to get rid of these 5 to 10 pounds is usually what I think when I look in the mirror, but I'm pretty content being where I'm at.
Quite happy where you are, you don't think,
Out of time.
And so, Vicki, pick a question for your team.
Let's have a waterfall.
Waterfall. I thought you'd be a motorbike.
Well, I was going to go motorbike.
Yeah.
But then I thought I'd go waterfall, a bit more mermaidy.
So remember, you got to ding your bell or ding your dinger if you want to answer this.
Oh, I think you'll do a good one on this, Tom. You do your doodah.
Yeah, tell us about your eco house. Yeah, good show.
Well, my eco house doesn't move. It is attached to the ground. It's made of, the walls are really, really thick. There's no radiators. There's no underfloor heating. It's just air heating. So our bodies heat up the air. The dogs, we've got 2 lovely Labradoodles. They heat the air as well. In summer, the solar panels on the roof cool the inside of the house down 10 degrees below ambient. When we export electricity to the grid. So over the year, it costs next to nothing to run it. There's no letterbox, so there's no air gaps anywhere in it. We have to change the air 10 times every hour, otherwise we'll suffocate. Even the keyholes don't touch, so there's no gap in the door where the keys touch at all. It actually also powers our new motorhome outside the house. It powers our hybrid car. So it's a whole lifestyle.
Brilliant. You designed it from scratch?
We did.
Brilliant.
But now, technically, to answer the question, I've moved house probably about 8 times, but now I've got a motorhome. I move house virtually every odd weekend.
Yeah. Send us some pictures. We'll put it in the show notes.
That'd be lovely, yeah.
Question 2.
I'm getting hungry. It's almost lunchtime here, so I'm going to go for the stack of hamburgers.
Burgers, yeah. Which is better, big parties or small gatherings?
Oh, that's for me. I am one of those people, you might think that I'm incredibly outgoing and gregarious and, absolutely perfectly, content in my own skin. Absolutely not. I am one of the shyest people I have ever met. And for me, small gatherings are the key. I really enjoy sitting around a table with, maybe two other couples having a lovely meal and talking about stuff, sort of like here on FunkQuest. In big parties, I tend to kind of circle the room a little bit back to the wall and kind of hope that I can land in with some people that are talking about something I can chime in on. Otherwise, I sort of wring my hands a little bit and hope that I can fall through the floor to my death. Big gatherings really stress me out. So I much prefer small where we can talk.
Question 2, Vicki and Tom.
I'll go with the beach huts I was going to pick before then, please.
Beach huts, okay.
Which artist? Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah.
I just want to get the duck involved.
Okay.
Which artist would you... right. Well, as a complete ignoramus, I would say my granddaughter. She's just learning to draw, and her slightly egg-shaped humans with eyes have always got a smiley face. And I just think that to be remembered as someone with a smiley face would be adorable. All I've got to do is get her to learn to do curls so that you can differentiate me from the rest of the family. And I would be the curly egg with the smiley face, and that would make my day.
Question 3, Anne.
I'm torn because I love red cars and we have lots of those squirrels at the cottage and they drive my dog crazy. But okay, let's go with that.
What commandment would you add to the 10? Could be you, could be Leana. I'm terrified.
Wow, I'm going to just take a whack at this and say, thou shalt always be kind. It's actually encapsulated in the other 10 commandments. I think if you're going to live a decent life, you can't really be a rotter to people, but I've found, particularly now that everyone's kind of testy because of lockdown and, worrying and, I don't want to wear a mask. And I think the whole mask wearing thing isn't about protecting me. It's about protecting you because I'm keeping my germs to myself. And if we all do that, then we all win. So I would say being kind and thinking about the other person. I've heard people being lambasted in the grocery store and nobody knows what that person's day looked like. So let's not get up in the morning and decide to be miserable to people just to make ourselves feel better.
Good answer. The interesting thing for me is that we've spent the last 20 years with faster internet. Everything gets faster and faster and faster. Now we've got a queue. We've got a queue for the supermarket. We've got a queue for everything. Mm-hmm. That's the interesting thing for me. Question 3, Vicki.
I'll go squirrel.
Oh, is that Tom?
Yes.
That's me.
Which magician impressed you most?
Well, what a great question, because one of the things I do is I teach people how to switch their magical powers on. And the person that taught me as a master magician the most magic was a man called Paul Foster Case. Paul Foster Case was a great sleight of hand magician, but also knew lots about Kabbalah and the tarot. I studied with him for many, many years. And he came to me in a dream, would you believe? He died in 1955. I was born in 1958. He came to me in a dream and he presented to me a 1 peso note. Now, a peso is like a cent in America. So that's crazy. You can't have a note for a cent. But the next morning I woke up, go to Wikipedia, and the 1 peso note was phased out in 1956, just before I was born. So this is a magician working with this magician right across space and time. He's impressed me amazingly.
Wow.
What's his name? Paul what? Foster Case?
Paul Foster Case, yeah, it's 3 words.
British?
American. Wrote an amazing book called The Key to the Wisdom of Ages. And that is a new Bible, and it's got some fantastic commandments in. None of them written in the negative, by the way. If I wrote another commandment, it'd be do not write commandments in the negative.
Question 4, Anne.
I love Lego. Let's have that.
Where have you had to complain about the service?
I'll do it.
Oh,
I've had to complain about the service actually most recently. Keep in mind that Canadians don't often complain about the service and nodding her head.
Oh,
My,
yeah.
my parents laugh about when they drove to the US once to visit and they stopped at a restaurant and they were both complaining to each other about how horrible the meal was. And the waitress came up and said, "How is everything?" And they said, "Fine, thank you." Yeah. And they laugh because that's very Canadian.
Very.
I just recently ordered a drawing desk because my newfound passion, and it was dinged on one side and then said specifically in the directions, "Do not return to Amazon. Call us at such and such a number." And I did. And the message said, "We will return your message promptly." And I ended up calling 3 times over a week. So I sent a very non-Canadian email and got it very quickly.
Vicki and Tom. Vicki, question 4.
I'm going to go with the Sydney Opera House, which didn't look anything like that when we went. Actually, gardening. I've turned into a lockdown gardener. I had my whole panic about all of this stuff back in February before it really got here because my daughter's studying medicine and she was sending me home, "Hurry up and do something because you're all going to die. Your country needs to do something." And we didn't all. And so I started planting seeds and I have become probably compulsively damaged by the seeds now. There isn't a windowsill, except this one that the cats like to sit on. There isn't a windowsill in the house that hasn't got seed trays on. And bear in mind, we're recording this in sort of October, November time. So I've decided that I'm going to see whether I can plant plants, keep them indoors, because how do they know what month it is? Going with, Tom's been a great teacher of mine and time's all made up. So could I trick the plants into thinking it was whatever time the heat was and the sun was? And so could I grow green beans indoors and chard and lettuce so that we can still have vegetables inside? And my mind goes blank when I do the gardening.
There's nothing that beeps or tweets or makes a noise or does anything.
No. And sometimes I take Tom with me and I have him in my pocket and I listen to his recordings.
I'm very tiny.
And I have him in my ears and I listen to, either one of his books or one of his meditations or something.
So question 5. I tell you what, we'll let Leana pick. We'll let
Yes.
Well, I'm going to pick the water gun.
Yes.
You'll have done this before, starting a school play. I'm not going to answer this. Well, all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, being an actress. Yeah.
Well, I didn't start acting for real until I was in my 30s. But yes, my debut was not a school play. It was a church play. We had a Christmas sort of variety show, for want of a better term, when I was in Sunday school. And so there was this little play where I was the beautiful princess and my hair was pulled by the evil witch and I fell into a doze. And then I was resurrected by the handsome prince kissing my hand. So I got to sit in this fabulous chair that they took from, where the posh ministers used to sit on Sunday mornings, and they put it on the stage and I sat there. And when she pulled my hair, I did a complete roll onto this kind of sheepskin rug. And I thought, I'm a star. I was 6 years old.
Nice. Excellent. I was obviously had quite an impact on you.
Yeah, it did. That was the first and last time I ever played the romantic female lead. I'm definitely the comedic relief. That's my thing.
Question 5, I'm going to let Tom pick.
I know what he's going to pick.
What's he going to pick?
I'm going to pick the Eye of God, the second one in. Yeah.
I'm going to go.
You're going to pick that anyway. You're going to claim that. Who's always late?
Oh, Bob. That's so easy. That's my other half. We've been together 22 years now, and that man is never on time. We just, if you believe that time's all made up and everything else, we just travel on different paths completely. We now have a thing in the family where if we want to be somewhere at 5 o'clock, we'll tell Bob it's 4:45. But the problem is that he's now cottoned on after 20 years of doing this because, people mess up. So we now have had to start saying that it's 4:30 so that he then adds the 15 minutes and we've still got 15 minutes on him. So the lies and the convolutions that we have to try and get ourselves ready. And any time that we're going anywhere, my eldest daughter is fanatical. What time are you coming round? About 10 o'clock. So she takes that as exactly 10.
I like her. I like her.
1 minute to 10, she's on the phone, where are you? And we're always saying we're coming down the hill, because we live up here at Englefield Green and she lives down the bottom of the hill, literally just down there. So we're coming down the hill, and it's all, I'm not a one for blame, but in this instance, I blame Bob.
So that's the end of the show. So one of these teams is going to go through to the final of FunkQuest Tag Team Challenge, and if you think that the orange team, Anna and Leana, goes through, or if you see the pink team, Vicki and Tom, goes through, the way to vote is to leave a comment on this episode on funkythinkers.com. Do not go to YouTube or Spreaker or iHeartRadio or any of those other things that might be listening to us on. It must be on funkythinkers.com, and just vote who you want to vote for, and the winning team will be going through to the grand final. So with that said, let's go and say, Anne, how can we contact you and find out more about you?
You can reach me at antie.ca. That's ANTIE.ca. It will take you to my YouTube feed. You can watch my metal detecting videos. It will take you to my Facebook page, where you can see some of my posts about my acting career. And it will also take you to my agent's page in case you want to book me for something.
Excellent. That's the general idea, right? Leana, how can we find out more about you and buy your books?
LeanaDell.com has links to everything on there, social media and book places to buy the book. And I also have girlfriendweneedtotalk.com, which is a podcast.
Excellent. Vicki, how can we find out more about you? Buy all your books.
Yeah, so similar thing. If you can spell my name, you can find me on any social media. And if you go to VickiWusche.com, you can follow the links through to the scorecard and find out how well organized you are for your wealthy retirement and your wealthy future. And you'll just be able to find me on all sorts of social media.
Excellent. And Tom, how can we find out more about you? Buy your
www.tomevans.co. I couldn't afford the M of the .com, so it's just the .co. I'll let you find my books. There's a book on how to change the speed of time so you never be late. I think I will get a copy of that to Bob. I've got thousands of free meditations to help your mind go blank and all that kind of stuff, and also how you can tune into the eye of God. There's a good one, isn't it?
Excellent. Yeah. It's almost about England versus Canada. This, I didn't realise that.
It has.
Yeah, ladies and gent, thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll see one of you teams in the final.
Lovely to meet you both. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, thanks so much for making it to the end of this episode. Did you know that you can play FunkQuest yourself? We call it FQY. You can get going now with a 10% discount coupon that's displayed above my shoulder. Thanks so much, and take care.